the first speaker, he's super old. He's freaking 21 years old. Okay? And he just got engaged. And when we were talking last week, he's all, Dave, before I come and speak, I'm getting engaged the day before. And I go, are you freaking kidding me? He thought, I'm not kidding. I go, bro, you're 21. And he thought, I know. So, but he did it early. But what I've learned, when you're young and you get married or you're in a serious relationship, you're more focused, right? You're not chasing tail all the goddamn time, right? So he's going to be focused and he's going to be richer than shit. So he's doing something right. Me, I was single most of my life, and all I did is chase tail. But I did okay for myself. But either way, our first speaker, he is the founder of thesale.io. It's this goddamn amazing technology that all these huge companies are starting to use. Have you guys ever heard of Ty Lopez? Yeah. Okay, he has a huge sales team. Ty Lopez is using his software, right? He's got all these huge brands, huge coaches. It's a sales technology. I'm going to let him explain it because I'm going to freaking mess it all up. I'll let him go over that. But it's freaking amazing technology. This is a software that's probably going to be worth $1 billion soon. So he's one of those 21-year-old gifted people that are just super sharp and talented. And I'm so happy to have him here. You ready? Yep. Daniel Salinas!
Hello, hello. Okay, there you go. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for having me. Thanks for the introduction. Welcome to the Sale.io. My name is Daniel Salinas. We'll just kick things off because I only have 15 minutes here. So let's set the tone. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm also not your competition. It might sound like I'm trying to disrupt an industry. That is the case, but genuinely not your competition. What I am here to do is tell you my story, address what I've built, equip you with something that's real, that's raw, that's fast, and show you how to make so much money it feels illegal. Okay? And as a gift for listening to me, I'll give you a $9,000 a day case study, 8 value drops to scale your business past $100,000 a month. Doesn't matter if you sell coaching, fitness, real estate, doesn't matter. And our wizard sales framework that our 7 to 8 figure clients use. So we'll do this one at a time. No, don't raise your hand yet. But raise your hand first if you sell something on Zoom calls. Okay? Okay? Raise your hand if you sell something over the phone. I should see everybody's hand up. If you're not selling something over the phone, you're doing something wrong. Okay. You sell in person. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Cool. And you have a sales team. Raise your hand. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Raise your hand up again if you did raise your hand up. Keep your hands raised if you if you ever had to fire a sales rep, coach a concept more than once, or watch someone blow a close you knew they should have had. Okay, cool. All right, nice. That's just to make my point. Congratulations. You're most likely someone who is building a team, tired of carrying the weight, and want to see how fast you can scale, just like any of my clients. That was me 2 years ago. My perceived reality at 19 years of age was a young sales manager. I was doing around $150,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue for a real estate coaching program. Oh, pause. No, wait, okay, all good. I'll just keep on talking. $150,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue at 19 years old for a real estate coaching program, and I was making around 15% personal take of the monthly revenue. But the reality behind the success, on paper, it looked like I made it. I mean, I was 19, driving my dream car, making like 10, 30K a month at some point. But behind the scenes, like I was really burning out, okay? My actual reality, which was a never-ending cycle, ended up becoming closing deals as a sales manager, so I was also a closer. Sometimes I had to set my own appointments as well, which you guys know how burdening that is. Managing a team, leadership responsibilities, running data, fixing fires, and QCing calls at 2 a.m. Like I was literally reviewing all of my team's calls. They were like a team of 5, now they're a team of like 10. But it was a never-ending cycle. And my only escape was weekends with my, hello? What? Hello? Hello, 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 hello. I can talk without the mic, it's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
The mic is good for recording.
Let's pause the, are we good? All right, whatever. Hello? All right, cool. So the only escape that I had was weekends with my fiance, my family, and walking my dog, just to breathe again, which is kind of sad. My breaking point, financial peak, I was making, again, $30K a month as a closer and a sales manager. I did hit my emotional bottom because of how drained I was every single day. And my passion of sales and, like, I guess, transforming people's lives started to become or feel like work. At this point, I think last year, I spent the most amount of money on development. I would say close to, like, I don't know, we'll just give or take maybe like 89,000 USD just in personal development for sales training programs, management programs, QC programs. But the end result, you know, ranging from 7 to 25K, the results always ended up being the same. Slow feedback, group coaching with 50 people, and maybe 3 call reviews a week. And that's basically what the industry is right now. The problem in coaching, 2 people, myself versus the majority of the people in that program. Myself already making money, but feeling heavy in programs, not feeling faster. The whole goal of investing in yourself is to feel faster. And I couldn't even think but notice, but how are the other people feeling who are broke and waiting for calls to change their lives? So the big truth in coaching is we accepted slow as normal. But in other industries, like tech for example, if your user doesn't feel a shift in a day, your product becomes obsolete. Now the realization that I had was that the whole industry was broken, and I wasn't willing to settle for it. We've seen AI revolutionize so many industries, marketing, dating, ads, overnight evolution. But the reality right here is that the missing piece is sales training is almost untouched by AI revolution. There might be companies out there that think they can do what we do, but the reality is it's very unscathed. It's very hard to find talent that's able to code, engineer, and care enough about sales because engineers usually aren't salespeople. So I had to learn how to code myself. And that took me, you're going to see in a second. You know, the gap in the market here that we saw was that there was no tool to actually watch sales calls like a human coach. No minute-by-minute analysis, no instant feedback. And for any of you guys who haven't invested in like sales training, you might notice that whenever you're getting a call reviewed, typically the calls are only 1 hour. And there's usually nothing less than 20 people on that call. And you're usually not able to get more than 2 calls reviewed on that call. So how on earth is even the solutions that we have today able to analyze stuff minute by minute with instant feedback? So the time sink, right? Hours on call reviews, chasing reps for reports, me managing leaky pipelines, and these are all very simple, missable mistakes. Now, the breakthrough moment that I had was that everybody was trying to run marathons. It doesn't seem like, although there's been a big boom in the coaching industry, everyone seems to be running the same marathon. Well, my vision is to create a bullet train. So that was the birth of the Sell.io. So the bigger mission here is not chasing money. It's not chasing a massive exit. We've seen companies like Go High Level. Has anyone heard of Go High Level before? Okay, in 3 years, they were actually 2 years, they were valued at $1 billion. And that's exactly, well, I don't really care about the exit that much. I'm trying to build an infrastructure that sales reps, sales leaders, coaches will be studying 1 to 2 years from now. The real goal isn't about hype, it's about building something inevitable. So the genesis, you know, in the beginning, this is how AI changed the business that I was in as a real estate coaching sales manager. No code experience, no dev team, just a course on prompt engineering and enough caffeine to kill a small child every single day. The core question I asked myself was, how can I give my sales reps feedback without me being present, or in fact, without having them to wait a week for a coach to maybe review their call? Or worse, for me to stay up at 2 a.m. reviewing 12 calls just so that one rep might feel better. And they end up quitting a week later. So, you know, like I said, it was a long journey just to get one clean result. And this is why there's nobody doing this in the space. Because literally, I'm a sales manager, sales closer. I learned how to prompt engineer, and it took me 6 weeks to get one clean result. Most people quit after the first day. Man, like just looking back, like that's crazy. Like, that wasn't that long ago. And just to get one clean result, was pretty insane. Just that was like a caveman witnessing fire being born, because it was like, wow, it actually exists. So the first MVP, minimal viable product, we were able to transcribe a sales call, break the transcript into phases, so like different phases in the framework. Our framework had like 17 phases, and we broke it up into 17 phases. And then those phases were able to be compared line to line with a master framework that was able to basically fail or pass each of the, I guess, so-called phases with like timestamp feedback, summary of what went wrong, and like whether they passed or they failed. It's not dynamic, it's very binary. Like if you didn't set the frame properly, it fails you right away. But again, the ugly truth is that even just to do that, it took me 30 minutes just to prompt engineer the entire call, which typically like 30 minutes is how long it would take me to QC one call. So just to do AI automation, it was basically the same thing. And I was like, damn, I'm probably gonna stop doing this because like, I mean, I'm literally doing the same thing. And it was not sexy, it was clunky, but when it worked very well. The surprising insights that I had, especially when it came to the AI feedback, it was able to detect false reframes, language mismatches, premature objections, and upstream mistakes, which, for context, sales coaches usually don't look at that. They only listen to the reactiveness of the sales rep saying, oh, I couldn't handle, I need to think about it. So we were able to get fast results. I started feeding all my calls to my sales team, to the AI. Reps stopped asking me for personal reviews, so I was getting more sleep. And we were able to do $9,000 a day within 2 weeks. And the biggest surprise was that the feedback was actually better than a coach, which is pretty insane. The bigger realization is that it's not just about saving time. It's not about being able to walk my dog more. It's not being able to save my personal hours. It's about industry revolution. It's fixing an entire broken system. Now, the coaching gap is that most coaching programs, like I said, they focus on handling objections. They focus on whatever the person is saying they need help with. And there's a massive feedback loop. What's missing in this space, for anybody who wants to become a competitor, what's missing is there's no pre-handling objections. There's not a full call scan. Instead, it reacts to what the person is saying that they need help with. And there needs to be a tight feedback loop. So the AI advantage is that right now it's like a radiologist for sales. It shows exactly where beliefs never shifted, minute by minute. And the turning point was when the AI started giving better feedback than I could, and I knew this was bigger than me. But right now, the sad truth is that the current AI access in sales and marketing is that it's a trend, it's a tool. People throw around AI, and it's like not even AI, it's like Zapier. So it's like whatever. Like people say they have this tool, and like, show me your tech stack, and they're like, Zapier. I'm like, okay, bro, whatever. So there's not a revolution yet. In the future, your competitors are not going to be using AI to multiply their sales output. You, however, are going to be using plasma guns and leveraging AI for massive advantage. But this also goes beyond coaching. My plan is to meet some people in this room, hopefully in healthcare, hopefully in government, hopefully in law. Any lawyers in here? I'd love to speak with you. In any performance critical industry that has to do with like calls, Zoom, doesn't matter. Even in person, doesn't matter. So the system, how we're trying to help others too, now we're going to talk about, you know, the wins, okay? That way I can stop talking about my revolution here. So here's what our clients did. They submitted 10 bad calls. All it took was 10 calls. So that's 1 call a day, or 1.5 calls a day. They got the AI feedback, and they become dangerous within a week. This is an example. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. There's a video, play button, minute by minute, webhooks, pass, fail, like I mentioned, timestamp feedback. If you scroll a little bit down, there's more feedback and like suggested word tracks. But like, for example, this person didn't get the desired outcome properly, skips the crucial step of uncovering prospect primary motivation for seeking MedSpa's SaaS solution. And like, we work with any industry, it's pretty neat. Oh, there you go. And it collapsed the ramp-up time. So usually sales training programs and sales placement people say 30-day ramp-up, where with us it's 7 days. So the data shift: before, people are working for the data; after, data is working for them. And I'm going to give you 2 live examples. Number 1 was actually my former boss, Ping. We implemented the Sell.io, and within 2 weeks we were able to do $9,000 a day in cash collected. Ping's transformation was he was able to step out of founder-led sales. He was only averaging like, I don't know, like $50K a month, which is like whatever. And you know, within 2 weeks, Now he's on pace to do 400K a month. We've replaced him with 2 closers and 3 setters, and he's scaling towards 15 sales reps. Thomas Garnett, go high level, right? He was a top affiliate last year, making 80K a month at 22. He basically retired. And he started the largest med spa agency, med spa SaaS in the UK. In the very beginning when he met us, before he was charging $497, low ticket, he was only making 10K a month on the front end. We raised his prices to 5K a day, scaled his sales team, and that was after the sale.io came in, and now he's on track to do close to 200K a month. And growing client base, we work with a lot of sales agencies, so if you sell something online, that's generally our ICP, insurance agents. Basically, like I said, it doesn't matter what you sell. It's if you sell something, let's talk. And this goes beyond call reviews. It also becomes an OS for basically your entire sales process, solving any problem for sales teams. So CRMs, tracking, you name it. So again, the industry problem is that most programs make you feel heavier. More calls, less training. How does that work, right? More modules, more systems to duct tape together. The solution, lighter, clearer, help leaders actually be leaders and make data-driven decisions, sales, automated. So now the good part. 8 value drops to scale past 100K a month. So whether or not you actually use a sale.io, if you implement everything that you say, everything that I say in this call, in this presentation, you'll be able to make changes tonight that will help you scale past 100K a month. Number 1, track the right numbers. And no, I'm not talking about just leads. I'm not talking about show rate. I'm talking about like discovery question frequency, the amount of percentage of people that you're asking questions to, the frame. How often are you actually figuring out certain beliefs, certain frameworks? That way you're able to actually have the data and see who's ramping up and who's not. Because if you control the data, you control the narrative. Number 2, I want you to if you want to double your business, fix your show rate. Everybody obsesses over closing better, but going from 30 to 50 close rate is hard. But going to 50 to 80% show rate, like that's literally math. Like it's not hard. I need more time because like we had to, yeah. That's inevitable.
I like that. Hey, how do you guys like that new?
Yeah.
Nice. You like that?
Yeah.
How do you guys like this title? It buzzes you. It tells you, hey, get the hell off the stage. You guys like it?
Yeah. 2 more minutes.
2 more minutes. 2 more minutes.
All right.
2-minute warning.
Number 3, stop hiring slow, create a controlled competition. This kind of explains this for itself. I don't want to say I don't like when people try to hire slow. I know that's a rule, hire slow, fire fast, but the reality is like, there are people out there that are hungrier, and if you hire 2 of them, they're gonna compete because the consequence of an action means they're gonna get fired. Number 4, make mistakes loudly, quickly, and repeatedly. Most founders don't optimize for success. They try to do it with safety. And there's no such thing as safety in business. And it's crazy because I feel like the more money you make, and I've spoken to so many business owners, they try to make safer decisions. It's just like, you have the capital, I say just hit the pavement. You don't need certainty, you need feedback velocity. Brave companies win. They don't win because they're careful, they win because they're ugly. Just like me. So, number 5, if you want your team to improve fast, fire slow performers. It sucks, but the truth is, someone's hungrier, someone wants it more, and someone who's not going to waste your time on your dollar. And the reality is, there's just so much talent out there these days. It's easy to find talent. Ooh. And if you can't find talent, talk to me. Stop memorizing word tracks. Start chasing outcomes. Oh my God. This took me like over a year to learn, but I'll just summarize it in 30 seconds. Asking someone, okay, John, what's the ultimate goal here? Versus, okay, John, we want to work with people who are going to represent our program and show up and get the job done. I actually want to understand what it makes it worth it to get there. So let's say flash forward 10 to 30 years from now. What's the ultimate vision? You see how those 2 questions are going to inherit a different result? Because I'm focusing on the why and the outcomes rather than word tracks, because scripts are just tools. You take a script away, what are you? A pigeon. Number 7, test everything. And that means beyond marketing. Like, guys, sure, test marketing, fine, but test your onboarding, A/B test your internal ops, A/B test everything, because you're literally one decision away from a unicorn offer. If you're not making mistakes, you're not trying hard enough. And number 8, last thing. This is the one thing that my mentor told me that helped me, I guess, get to where I am today. Because I don't care how talented you are or how big your goals are. The reality is, the cost of inaction is far greater than any desire you could have. And the truth is, I don't care how big you want to grow your sales team. I don't care how famous you want to be. If you're not uncomfortable, if you're not in a position where you have no choice, you're not going to get any results. So if you're not uncomfortable, strive to be there where you literally have no choice. Watch what happens. That's why I'm here. Like, I'm not up here because I was the best closer. In fact, I'm actually I'm decent. I mean, I was making good money, but I know guys that are way more talented that deserve to be up here. I'm only here because I took stupid risks when nobody else would. And I built something the industry didn't even know it needed yet. Because look, my story begins a few years ago, making good money, carrying the weight, 16 hours a day, but at what cost? Burnout cycle, 16 hours per day, 2 a.m. call reviews, and drowning in feedback loops. So the breaking point is, if I dreamed bigger, I wouldn't have got to where I wanted to get to. But the fact is that if I didn't change, I would just become another coach teaching recycled frameworks, and my competition would eat me up, and I wouldn't be able to live my life, you know? So the solution that we built is the thing that we built that I wish I had back then. Reviews every call, tracks every mistake. It gives feedback faster than any coach could. It makes teams feel faster, not heavier. So if this resonates with you, come talk to me tonight. Even if it's just a jam on ideas, or if it's just ask me some questions. Not a sales pitch. I believe that the next category of category kings is in this room, and it's not going to be the loudest marketers. It's going to be the people who actually invest their time in building real infrastructure. And again, I'm not your competition. If you're a sales trainer, I'm not your competition. If you're a coach, I'm not your competition. I'm not here to compete with you, okay? My job is to make your company look really freaking good. And as promised, a gift, sales frameworks that our 7- and 8-figure clients use daily to close consistently, that it feels like it's cheating. If you want this, scan the code, and then DM me monetize or wizard, and I'll send it over to you. So I'll just wait for everybody to pull that up.
Monetize, that was good. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a branding, that's good.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where they came from.
That's all I've got. So my name is Daniel Salinas. Thank you for your time.